and the Minister did not answer that question.
No, but I think he gave you a very fair answer of the likelihood of that happening. Question number 9, Gareth Hughes.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for the Environment and asks, why has her ministry proposed that applications for exploratory deep-sea drilling won't require public notification, given that it is the same activity that the Deepwater Horizon was engaged in when it exploded and sank in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Amy Adams.
Mr Speaker, the discussion document released yesterday is consulting on classifying exploratory drilling as non-notified discretionary, meaning the regulator will have total discretion to consider and determine the application on its merits and impose any required conditions. The critical point is that until now there has been zero environmental oversight of such operations, but now under this government there will be. I consider that this classification is appropriate because exploratory drilling takes place over a short space of time, involves the drilling of a very small hole in the seabed, and when operating as intended has low environmental impact. At this exploratory stage of the process, it is the environmental impact the regulator needs to be satisfied of. Oil spills from the exploratory drilling are rare, and in the Deepwater Horizon event referred to, my understanding is that the failings related primarily to bad well design and integrity and inadequate containment measures. Regulation of both those aspects falls under other pieces of legislation. This government is committed to ensuring that all petroleum and minerals activities have rigorous environmental and safety controls, meaning that having procedures in place to stop spills happening and effective response mechanisms in the unlikely event they occur.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Gareth Hughes.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Can the Minister explain the logic in shutting the public out from having a say on proposals for the riskiest phase of oil drilling, which is exploratory drilling, but is allowing the public to have a say on proposals for production drilling? And is the Minister aware you actually take the same amount of time, 4 to 6 weeks, to drill both?
Honourable Amy Adams.
Well, Mr Speaker, these exploratory wells have been being drilled in New Zealand for more than 45 years without any environmental oversight and without actually any history of serious issue. And the point of this part of the process is for the regulator to be satisfied that the proper environmental controls are in place. And yes, I am satisfied that it is appropriate that they do that based on the evidence and on the information, and that bearing in mind that this is an exploratory fact-finding part of the process, before anyone could move to full production, they would absolutely have to have a full public process, and I consider that is the appropriate part of the process for the public to have their say.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Gareth Hughes.
So is the Minister seriously telling the people of New Zealand that this government will ask Kiwis their opinion on what colour to paint dock huts, but has proposed to deny the public their say on proposals for deep-sea exploratory drilling?
Honourable
Mr. Speaker,
Amy Adams.
What I'm telling the public of New Zealand is that the national-led government is the one that has put in place any environmental protections and safeguards in the EEZ, and that the Labour Green government didn't see fit to bother with any regulator discretion and certainly no public notification. So I think the New Zealand public can be very satisfied with the protections that we are creating.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Honourable Marianne Street.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker. Supplementary to the Minister, given her reference to the regulator, which is the Environment Protection Authority, what contribution to environmental protection can the Environment Protection Authority offer when it does not have environmental protection as one of its stated purposes?
Well,
Honourable Amy Adams.
Mr Speaker, the critical aspect that members need to be aware of is that under the proposed classification, the EPA has full and complete discretion to accept, to refuse to impose conditions based on the merits of the application, based on the information put in front of them, and I have full confidence that they will be absolutely satisfied before they make their decisions.
Supplementary.
Order. Supplementary question, Gareth Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that the Minister can't guarantee we won't see a Gulf of Mexico-style oil spill from an exploratory well in New Zealand's waters, why won't she protect our economy, our environment and our clean green reputation and make exploratory deep-sea drilling a prohibited activity?
Honourable Amy Adams.
Well, Mr. Speaker, largely because there is no scientific evidence that backs up the member's assertion that that is necessary.
Question number 10, Darian Fenton.
Thank you.